Hey guys, this is Gabii and Spencer. We wanted to make a video of our gear that we're bringing with us for 2,200 miles on the Appalachian Trail as we're hiking over the next couple of months. We did want to mention a couple of things before we get started. We wanted to show some family and friends that we have actually prepared and done our research and find gear that we thought would work for us best. But if you know anything about us, you know that we're not super experienced when it comes to backpacking. In fact, we had very minimal gear before deciding to hike the Appalachian Trail. When we were looking for gear, some of the biggest things that we were concerned with was how heavy it was, but also the cost was a major factor because we didn't want to spend an arm and a leg getting a bunch of backpacking gear when we were basically starting from nothing.
So there is a benefit to hiking as a duo. We can carry normally more stuff since we're sharing it. So like a tent, sharing a med kit, GPS system,
cook system,
like pots and whatnot. And so that was a big benefit.
Mm-hmm. And then allows us to kind of carry a little bit more than what maybe we can have a few more luxury items or non-necessities that we're carrying with us because.
And we spent about $3,000 between the two of us. Mm-hmm. So $1,500 each. And we are using some stuff that we already had before, like shoes and whatnot.
And some clothing items that we already had. And we also thought we should mention, for those of you out there who are just stumbled across this video randomly, maybe you're looking to through hike sometime in the future, we wanted to mention our start date. Not exactly, but our general date range is the last week of February is when we're starting our through hike. And so that might give you an idea why we may have some colder winter gear than maybe the average through hiker has. We just thought that as Floridians, we want to be over-prepared versus under-prepared when it comes to the cold because we can't necessarily test out our gear as somebody would who lives up north. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Hey everybody, this is our Gossamer gear
Mariposa
60 liter. I got the gray and the blue version, and she's got the green and the gray. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I chose this pack was the price with the weight ratio was kind of fit in my budget and what I was looking for. Of course, there's like a whole bunch of other ultralight packs that might be better, but for what it was at the time and what I was looking for, if it checked all those boxes, plus the organization pockets on the sides also worked really well with what I wanted. And then the pockets on the hips and the one accessory that was optional for the shoulder.
I originally was super against this pack because it looked super different than anything else that I saw out there in the market. But I tried it on after Spencer got it first, and I absolutely fell in love with it. It has the big mesh pocket on the front that everyone loves. It has a titanium frame on the inside, but it's still, like the pack is still like only like 2 pounds. And it has nice hip belts here on the sides. I also got the little pocket here on the outside like Spencer does. That was a little accessory. And I also got myself a little ultralight water bottle holder so I can keep drinking during the day and not get headaches. But this was, I think, I got off of like...
You got it off Etsy?
I got it off of Etsy from Justin's UL Gear. It also has some great organization here up front, little pocket where you can put things that you need easily accessible. And what I also really like, probably most about this backpack, is this giant side pocket here on the right. What I love so much about this is it can hold our tent, which I'm carrying the tent entirely on the outside of the pack. So I'm assuming on the AT, since it's a super wet trail, more than likely our tent's gonna get snowed on, sleeted on, it's gonna get dewy in the summers in the morning. It's gonna be super wet when we're trying to pack it down. So what I like is that our wet tent doesn't have to go inside of my backpack. It can stay on the outside and kind of dry out a little bit. So speaking of our tent, this right here is the Lanshan 2 tent. It only cost us $120 on Amazon, which if you're familiar with backpacking tents is
very cheap.
Over $150 lighter than almost any other backpacking tent out there on the market. This tent weighs just a little over 2 pounds, I think. It's also a trekking pole tent, meaning it doesn't have any
outer frame.
You just use your trekking poles to set up the outside. It's also double walled, meaning it has a outer rain fly of the tent, but it also has a mesh inner part that keeps out bugs. And it really helps prevent against condensation on the inside of the tent, since the Appalachian Trail is, again, a super wet trail. You don't want condensation to collect on the inside. So this fit really checked all the boxes for us. We've heard really great things, and we figured it'd be worth the try just for the price.
And then if it doesn't work out, we can just buy another one, or we can buy a different brand.
Exactly, and it probably still cost us the same amount we would have spent originally. We do want to finish up, before we get into the rest of our gear, we wanted to finish up the big three. So big three is your bag, your shelter, and then your sleep system. So for our sleeping system, we searched far and wide, honestly. It took us a while to figure out what exactly we wanted, but we finally bit the bullet, and we ended up both getting Enlightened Equipment Revelation quilts. So it's a way lighter than any of the sleeping bags that we were looking at.
We bought some REI brand.
Yeah,
and
went south.
It was extremely heavy.
It was like 3 pounds a piece.
And it was only like 15 degree or 20 degrees?
It was only a 20 degree sleeping pad that we were getting at REI. It was synthetic, but we ended up biting the bullet and getting these. These are 10 degree Enlightened Equipment quilts. I have purple, and I have the regular short, and he has the regular, I believe. These pack down super small, like crazy, and they also only weigh like 1.5 pounds each.
Yeah, I feel like I can get it a little bit smaller than this as well, but compared to the other one that we bought.
And they're way more versatile. You can sleep with it open like a regular quilt, or you can also snap these together at the bottom and cinch the bottom closed with this tie. And now the bottom of your foot box is closed like that, and it'll keep you warm just like a sleeping bag would, just without the little cover on your head.
All right. So continuing with a little bit more of our big three, we've got a footprint for our tent, which just goes under the tent. We also have these tent stakes here. There's 8 that technically go with the tent, although we can set it up with just 6. So we might end up getting rid of a few along the way. Also, continuing with our sleep system, we added this sleeping bag liner, which is like a fleece-like liner that goes on the inside of your sleeping quilt. And we added it just for security reasons. First off, it adds about 14 degrees of warmth, and it only weighs like 8 ounces or something like that. So it can help us keep a little bit warmer beyond the 10 degrees we already have. Plus also, it's super lightweight. We'll probably get rid of it during the summer though. We each have one of these Trekology pillows. I think they weigh like 3 ounces a piece. Honestly, it's a necessity in my opinion. It makes it super comfortable to have a pillow with you. Continuing on with the sleep system, both Spencer and I have one of these Nemo Tensor insulated pads. They weigh like 10 or 12 ounces each, and it just goes underneath us at night, insulates us from underneath, but also makes it super comfortable to sleep on the ground. So let's talk about how we're going to keep away bugs. So we'll probably spray our clothes from the start off with this permethrin here, insect repellent, to treat our clothes. And we also probably will bring these bug nets. They weigh basically nothing. We got 2 for like $7.99, sorry, on Amazon. And they're super lightweight, keep the bugs away off your face. Let's talk our emergency kit. We kept it pretty basic. I know some people might be like, oh, we didn't bring enough. But first thing that we are bringing is some Band-Aids for any scrapes and cuts that we might get. Also have some moleskin there on the inside to help if we get a blister or something like that. I think we threw in some alcohol pads. We've got some Imodium for diarrhea. All right, we got some toiletries here. Got some toothpaste, toothbrush, more ibuprofen, some soap, Dr. Bronner's. Then we got some broken off toothbrush or hairbrush for the hair and a little bit of acne medication for me. We also have this cork ball. We actually both have one of these. They weigh like an ounce. And we can just roll our feet out at night and any sore muscles that we have while we're hiking. Again, luxury item. Next thing we're bringing each is we have our own ditty bag. So if you want to open that up here, we got we got a little repair kit. We got a repair kit for our tents, our quilt, our sleeping pads. We also got some floss, and we will have a needle and thread too to sew up anything, any tears in our clothes. We can sew up with floss. Vaseline for chapstick, moisturizer. Literally so many uses for Vaseline. Some SPF because Spencer's white, an extra lighter. We also have an extra cap for our water bottles, and I'll explain that later. And we also have some earbuds because people will probably be screaming in the shelters at night. I mean snoring. We also each have our own toiletry kit. So this is Spencer's. This is trowel. Got some, those are not used baby wipes, I promise. Dried out, so they kind of look discolored there. We might throw in some toilet paper if we feel the need. But more importantly, we also have a bidet in there. It looks like a little water bottle cap that you can squeeze on, but it actually might work out a little bit better than wipes or anything. I also got my Kula cloth pee rag in there. That is a toilet paper alternative, so we'll see how that works out. And of course, we both have a hand sanitizer attached to the outside of our packs for obvious reasons. Of course, food follows the poop. Food follows the poop. So we're going to talk about our cook system here. This right here is our pot with our cozy on it. I made this out of Reflectix to hopefully keep our food a little bit warmer and so we can use less fuel. In here, we've got a Sea to Summit Alpha pot, and inside the pot we have everything that goes with our cook system. First off, we have that sponge there. The sponge we are going to use to scrub out the pot. We have a little bag that we will probably put rocks in so we can hang our bag. We also have a lighter for our stove. We've got some bear line so we can hang our food bags at night. We also both have a Sea to Summit little cup that is about 8 ounces. We can use that so we can make oatmeal in the pot, but also drink coffee at the same time in the morning. Then we got our little BRS stove from Amazon. So tiny. It's like the size of a quarter folded up. Doesn't even weigh an ounce. That just screws on to a fuel canister. We will also have an 8-ounce fuel canister that will live inside of our pot as well. But we, of course, can't fly with a fuel canister, so we will get one when we get to Georgia. Also, a little microfiber cloth to dry out the inside of the pot, and then another backup later as well. Along with a cook system, we have a couple options for silverware. My brother was really nice and got us this plastic silverware spoon, fork, and knife kit right here. That's really well made. We really like it. So we're trying to figure out if we're gonna bring this as silverware, one each, or go with the silverware that we had already purchased for ourselves, the little titanium long-handled spoon. This is not the Tokes one. This is just a cheap one we got off of Amazon, but they literally look the exact same as the Tokes ones, and they were less than half the price. But I was going to go with the spoon. He was going to go with the spork, but we're still trying to figure out which one to go with. So along with our cook system, we each have a food bag. These are pretty thick. The reason we got these specifically is that they open horizontally, and so instead of a bag that opens vertically, you have more access to more of the food without having to dig through the whole thing. In fact, this right here has our first 5 days worth of food in it already, and it fits perfectly. We thought it was going to be too small. And then Spencer has one as well. And then as far as water goes, so this might be overkill for the AT, but we're each going to carry 2 1-liter water bottles. One will have our actual Sawyer filter attached to the top of it, so we can filter directly from it. We can filter dirty water from this one into the clean other 1-liter water bottle that we have. Then we will each have a 75 milliliter water bottle as well that we will use solely for electrolyte packets as well. So we will hardly ever actually carry 2.5 liters of water at a time. That's a little overkill for the AT, but so let's talk navigation. How are we going to know where the heck we're going? So we purchased the AT guide, the 2023 edition classic. It tells us where water sources are, where campsites are, where's the next town, etc. It's literally like worth its weight in gold. We also have a Garmin InReach Mini, which is less for navigation and more for safety reasons, being able to text our parents even if we don't have service, send a SOS if we almost die. And then I also am both of us are bringing our phones. This is the iPhone 12 mini. I have the Far Out app on my phone, and that's how we will be navigating. I also do have the wallet on the back of my phone. I'll keep my ID and a couple of necessary cards on there. And Spencer's phone we are filming on right now, but he has the 13 mini. A good friend of ours actually got this for us. We're so appreciative, and it's the Appalachian Trail Passport. You can get it stamped with like cool places along the way. It's kind of like a touristy thing, but it's super cool. I kind of wanted to get one, but it's cool that we have one now, and it'll be a great way to remember the trail. So I'm excited about that. Let's also talk electronics. It's 2023, so it has to be done. We got to bring at least something with us to keep us plugged in and charged. We are each bringing a 10,000 milliamp Anchor charger. It has 2 little charging ports on the side. It'll be nice to have that. Charges pretty quickly. We also have the charging cord for our iPhones and for our headlamp. We also have the Nightcore 25 NU night lamp. It is USB rechargeable, and it's literally like an ounce. It's just absolutely crazy. And we also got this from Amazon. It was like $10, but you can essentially save yourself from having to plug in like 4 different plugs at the same time when charging stations are going to be few and far between on the trail. We have this multi-tool also that we are bringing. We got this from Amazon. It does have a light, which, I mean, we probably won't be using that, but has a knife on it, I think a nail file, and also a little mini pair of scissors. The coolest thing to me about this multi-tool that not most have is it has a nail file or a nail clipper on it, so we can keep our feetsies looking niceies on the trail.
I wanted to bring a knife that's a little bit sharper than maybe the average knife on the multi-tool. It's from Cricut or CRKT, on sale at REI for like $30, and they weren't going to sell anymore after that. So I went ahead and bought it. It's approximately, I want to say it was like 2.5 ounces, which is pretty lightweight for a knife. It can go around your neck. And fixed blade, obviously, a lot more reliable than a regular old pocket knife.
So we are also bringing trekking poles, obviously, because we have to put up our tent. It's a trekking pole tent. We got these Trail Buddy trekking poles off of Amazon. They were super cheap. They're like $18, I think. They had some pretty good reviews for, what they are. We're also not super huge trekking pole people to begin with. So we figured, if we end up really liking trekking poles and they happen to break, we then know we can invest in some higher quality ones. But at least for now, this will get the job done until we figure out what we like.
All right, so my attire will consist of a Columbia button-down shirt. Next will be my pants, some Wrangler Target pants, $30, super lightweight and flexible. Honestly, curious how long they'll hold up, but I think they'll be all right. And then underneath those, some REI brand long sleeve underpants of some sort. There's my dupshas. That'll hold my balls. During the summer, or maybe even the winter, depends how warm or cold it'll be, I'm wearing Gymshark shorts. Those are the 7 inches. They have zippers on the side as well. This is also summer wear. It's just a Nike Pro. It's a training shirt. I've had it for years. Love it. On top of the Nike Pro or my Columbia shirt, depends in the summer or the winter. This will be just my second layer. It's a Nike zip up, typically for running. Target coming in clutch again. Some fleece, $30. Pretty cheap, pretty warm. Patagonia zippered puff that has a hood on top. Most importantly, my togs, my frog tog. Coat with pants. Just gonna look like a khaki maniac in the mountains. And then my sleepwear is gonna consist of some Nike running joggers. Next up, another Nike. Got it free when I worked there. Just regular training shirt. And some thick ass socks for sleeping. Some darn tough that's already been worn a little bit.
So I'm going to talk about my clothes. I'm bringing 2 pairs of seamless black underwear, a Nike sports bra, super comfortable. I'm also bringing 2 pairs of darn tough socks, the crew style, mid-weight style. For hiking day to day, especially to start off, I'm bringing this all-in-motion black t-shirt from Target, my favorite t-shirt of all time. I am not probably going to start out in shorts, but I'm going to bring them with me from the beginning. These are also from All in Motion. Super nice shorts without liners. They have pockets. They also have a waistband that I can tie if I lose too much weight. I also have some black leggings with pockets from Lululemon. They have a bunch of holes in them already, so that's why I'm going to bring them hiking, because they'll probably meet the end of their life there. As far as another layer for pants, I found these pants from Amazon. They're the Post-Topy ski pants. They're actually lined with some fleece on the inside. They are super, I wouldn't call waterproof, but they're actually super water resistant. Next, as far as layers go, I'm going to bring this Nike quarter zip as like my base layer. It's super nice, comfortable, has like a mesh back. I really like it. For like a mid layer, I'm bringing this Columbia fleece. It like zips all the way. It's super, super warm and nice, but it also doesn't weigh like an insane amount. And as far as a puffy jacket goes, I didn't have one before the hike, so I'm going to try out this Mountain Hardwear jacket. It's like a puffy jacket. It folds into itself, super lightweight. For rain gear, we're going classic togs. Classic frog togs, women's version, small. They also come with rain pants. Don't know how much I'll actually use the rain pants because my ski pants are waterproof, but I honestly might just use them as like a windproof layer. I've got some golden toe socks from Target for like super, super thick socks to sleep in. And then I have the fleece-lined kind of like thermal underwear from Amazon. It comes with like these leggings, but it also comes with like a long sleeve fleece-lined top as well. And they were like super cheap. It was like $20, and it was like you get a shirt and pants. I'm going to be hiking with this Buc-ee's hat. I like it because I can wear it underneath my rain jacket, and it can keep additional rain off my face. I'm also going to be hiking with these All in Motion glasses from Target as well. I have at least one buff I'm bringing. This is actually a buff we got in North Carolina. I believe this is actually a picture of McAfee's knob on the buff. I really like it, but I might bring my Montana buff as well. This beanie that I had like from middle school will keep me warm. And then for gloves, I know these look super weird, but we actually are doing a double version, both of us. We have the Z-Packs possum down, like wool gloves. They don't look super warm, I know, but they're actually super, super, super warm on the inside. And then on the outside, we're actually just wearing dish gloves to make sure that they're 100% waterproof, because This actually ends up being lighter than waterproof gloves. They're actually legitimately waterproof. So
for my trekking shoe, it's going to be a Solomon something. Don't remember the name of it. But Craig Adams has it, so thanks Craig Adams. I have it in black, and I also have it in a blue. And then for walking around camp, I've got some Zero with an X shoes, slides. I've had them for a couple years. They're great.
as you can tell, we've already broken in some of the shoes just so we're not dying when we get there. But also, I am bringing my Zero sandals for camping shoes as well. Pretty lightweight, super comfortable. I can wear socks with them. And then for starting off, I'm actually bringing these Ultra Lone Peak all-weather shoes. They are a little bit heavier than the traditional Lone Peaks. They actually are claimed to be a little bit waterproof, and they keep your foot actually way warmer than traditional trail runners. They just have like an additional lining inside the shoe. And then once those inevitably are worn out to the point I can't wear them anymore, I will switch to the Ultra Olympus 4s. I got a really good deal on these shoes, and they're also really super comfortable. I also just wanted to mention a couple items we're not necessarily going to start out with in our packs, but we will probably have some of these items sent to us in some resupply boxes along the way, but a lot of the places along the trail do not have conditioner. And if you know me, I have really long hair, so I'm going to send myself a few conditioner packets so at least once in a while I can get some good moisture to my hair. We'll probably get a couple Bic razors along the way just so we don't look completely homeless. And then we'll probably have some of these hot hands with us at some points, put in our sleeping bag at night, put in our shoes during the day, really whatever we really need them for.
So that's everything that we're bringing with us for 2,200 miles, at least as of right now. We'll probably end up getting rid of half of it on the way so we can lighten our load. But right now we're sitting at right under 18 pounds each with all of our gear minus food and water, which we think is pretty good for a February start date. But if you have any questions or any things you want us to make a video on in the couple of days before we leave, let us know. But thanks for watching. We spent our whole day on it, so hope you enjoyed.
Yep. See y'all later. Bye, Jeep.